WWE Smackdown this week begins with Randy Orton arriving to a loud crowd reaction before addressing last week's match against Carmelo Hayes, where Kevin Owens interfered. As Orton starts to speak, Owens interrupts, admitting his past mistake and trying to explain himself despite the crowd's boos. Kevin Owens tries to make amends with Randy Orton, suggesting they team up for the tag titles at WrestleMania, but Orton rejects his apology. Instead, Orton proposes a WrestleMania match against Owens, vowing to kick his head off. Shinsuke Nakamura, Jimmy Uso, and Drew McIntyre make their entrances, with McIntyre receiving a loud crowd reaction. Before the tag match begins, Damian Priest attacks McIntyre, leading to a brawl that Jimmy Uso briefly interrupts with a dive. Before the action moves back to the ring, Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso face Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura in a hard-hitting tag match, with McIntyre and Nakamura controlling the early action. After a chaotic back and forth, Priest hit Nakamura with South of Heaven for the pinfall victory. After the match, Drew McIntyre ambushes Damian Priest, overpowering him and setting up for a Claymore as the crowd cheers. Backstage, LA Knight warns Braun Strowman about Jacob Fatu's advantage in numbers before Strowman reveals that their match is a U.S. title contender bout. Knight acknowledges the stakes with a simple "yeah" before walking off. Charlotte Flair interrupts Tiffany Stratton's interview, mocking her rise to the title and asserting her dominance in the division. Tiffany fires back, accusing Charlotte of undermining rising stars before vowing to take her throne at WrestleMania. Jacob Fatu arrives for his match against Braun Strowman, with hype for WrestleMania week airing during the break. Strowman enters to a strong crowd reaction, setting the stage for their highly anticipated showdown. Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu battled in a hard-hitting match, with both men exchanging powerful offense until outside interference changed the outcome. Tama, Tonga, and Solo Sikoa attacked Strowman, causing a disqualification, but LA Knight rushed in to make the save, helping Strowman clear the ring. Piper Niven dominated most of her match against Zelina Vega, overcoming Vega's late comeback attempts despite interference from Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. After Vega fought off distractions and hit a 619, Niven countered with a spear to secure the pinfall victory. We are reminded of Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania and the undisputed WWE Championship that is at stake between them. Backstage, Jade Cargill looks ahead to Naomi's actions and vows to defeat Liv Morgan tonight. Before returning to ringside for our next match, we are given another enigmatic vignette with 4. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan descend the ramp first, and we catch a glimpse of a Liv Elisa sign in the background. The next person to enter the ring as this match begins is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill dominated most of the match against Liv Morgan, but interference from Raquel Rodriguez and Naomi shifted the momentum. After Naomi attacked Jade with a title belt, Morgan capitalized with Oblivion to secure the pinfall victory, followed by Naomi continuing her assault on Cargill after the match. Drew McIntyre vows to finish things with Damian Priest next week in London, calling him tough but foolish. Meanwhile, McIntyre has a tense stare-down with Seth Rollins as SmackDown builds toward a showdown involving Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. The Street Profits celebrate their WWE Tag Team Championship win, with the crowd chanting "You deserve it" as they soak in the moment. Ford and Dawkins reflect on their journey over the past 4 years, embracing their long-awaited victory. The Street Profits celebrate their title win, but are interrupted by Legado del Fantasma and Pretty Deadly, both staking their claim for a title shot. Ford acknowledges Pretty Deadly as the rightful contender, but agrees to face LDF immediately, leading to an impromptu match. The Street Profits battled Los Garza in a hard-fought match, with Angel and Berto using frequent tags and outside interference to dominate. However, Ford and Dawkins turned the tide, with Ford hitting a frog splash for the win, celebrating as the crowd cheered. Pretty Deadly rejects DIY's offer to help them win the tag titles in exchange for a future rematch. As they walk away, DIY are confronted by the Motor City Machine Guns, who remind them they're now at the back of the line. Before commentary outlines the matches scheduled for next week's SmackDown, including Pretty Deadly versus Street Profits for the tag belts, and LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Braun Strowman, we get a preview of London. Roman Reigns makes a slow, commanding entrance as the crowd in Bologna acknowledges him before he takes the mic. He reminds everyone that CM Punk screwed him at the Royal Rumble, so he returned the favor last week, and the same goes for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins interrupts Roman Reigns, telling him he made a mistake by not letting Rollins finish off CM Punk, and that they can no longer coexist. Before Rollins can challenge Reigns, Punk arrives to loud chants, grabs a mic, and prepares to respond. CM Punk reminds Roman Reigns he owes him a favor but instead attacks him, leading to a chaotic brawl involving Seth Rollins. As officials try to break them up, Punk and Rollins both point to the WrestleMania sign, teasing a showdown before the fight erupts again to close the show.